Is the government shutting down again?
Oh no! Anyway,
A continuing resolution bill that would have kept the government open throughout January and that was backed by Trump went down in flames.
What you talking about, Willis?
I'm Jazz Berganzo on this. 38 Republicans told Trump to go f himself.
son of a bitch! Fuck!
But it's what's next. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Friday, TGIF. Yes, we're going into the weekend, and if you live on the East Coast, it's going to be a chilly one, but we're a few days away from that magical day. Anyway, did you hear the government shutting down again? Yes, it's seems like almost a yearly event, but here comes, squawking and yelling. Government's shutting down. Oh my. And what can we do? What kind of bill can we produce that's going to be so tremendously beneficial for the American people? Never happens. The bill that was supposed to keep the government open, of course, was so pork-laden, with money going to COVID masks and mandates and poison poke mandates. That was so full of garbage in it, it got trashed. It was backed by Speaker Mike Johnson, and it got roasted for it. So Trump stepped in. Trump said, okay, put together a continuing resolution bill that would keep the government open through January. And I think it'll work out for the American people and, do some good things. Well, as the vote went down, turns out that 38 Republicans told Trump to go himself and said, yeah, not going to happen. One of those, a staunch Republican himself out of Texas, Chip Roy. Oh my. This, coming from the Gateway Pundit. List of 38 Republicans who voted against Trump endorsing continuing resolution. In a recent House vote, 38 Republican lawmakers opposed a continuing resolution endorsed by President-elect Donald Trump aimed at preventing a government shutdown and advancing the American First agenda. Earlier on Thursday, President Trump described a new government funding as vital to America First agenda and called on all Republicans to vote in favor. Trump wrote, success in Washington. Speaker Mike Johnson and the House have come to a very good deal for the American people. The newly agreed American Relief Act 24 will keep the government open, fund our great farmers and others, and provide relief for those severely impacted by the devastating hurricanes. A very important piece, vital to America First agenda, was added as well. The date was very unnecessary. Debt ceiling will be pushed out 2 years to January 27. Now we can make America great again very quickly, which is what the people gave us a mandate to accomplish. All Republicans and even Democrats should do what's best for our country and vote yes on the bill tonight. Donald Trump called out Representative Chip Roy, one of those opposed, on Thursday for obstructing the new funding bill and called for him to be primaried. Trump wrote, the very unpopular congressman from Texas, Chip Roy, I hear he's very popular in Texas, is getting in the way as usual and having yet another great Republican victory, all for the sake of some cheap publicity for himself. Republican obstructionists have to be done away with that. The Democrats are using them, and we can't let that happen. Our country is far better off closing for a period of time than agreeing upon the things that Democrats want to force upon us. Biden is president, and it is his obligation to properly lead. Dude hasn't properly lead in like 50 years. We're here to do the right thing, and we can't agree with what Biden and Democrats are demanding. Weak and effective people like Chip have been dismissed as being utterly unknowledgeable in the ways of politics as to make America great again. Put America first and go for the victory, even if it means shutting down the government for a period of time. We've had an overwhelming victory just 4 weeks ago, and we're not going to let the Democrats forget so quickly. Chip Roy is just another ambitious guy with no talent. By the way, how's Bob Good doing? I hope some talented challengers are ready to get to the great state of Texas and go after Chip in the primary. He won't have a chance. Yeah, Chip is very popular, and I don't think he'll lose to anybody anytime, any soon. But that's just me. However, Trump endorsed plan to prevent a government shutdown failed to pass, with 38 members of the Republican Party joining Democrats in opposition. The proposed legislation and to extend the government funding for 3 months, providing over $100 billion in disaster relief and aid to farmers. That's great. It also sought to suspend the nation's borrowing limit for 2 years. However, the bill fell short of the required majority. Some Republicans voted no because the bill increases spending by over $100 billion. Disaster relief, hello. raises the debt limit to $4 trillion, and fails to provide meaningful spending cuts. $4 trillion added to the debt ceiling. We're never going to pay off this damn debt anyway. What is it now, pushing 40? Well, below are some of the statements from the Republicans who voted against the bill. Keith self-wrote, Congress failed again to responsibility to fund the government on time. While the most egregious items were taken out of the original CR, I can't support a negotiated deal that's raised the debt by $4 trillion than making cuts necessary to rein in government spending. Haven't we played this record over and over and over again? Josh Bree, my conscience led me to a no, and the bill increased spending over $100 billion, increased the debt limit, and does not offer real spending cuts, therefore allowing inflation to continue. My mind is on Oklahoma families, farmers, and ranchers who have lost approximately 20% of their purchasing power since 2020 because of the pandemic, wink wink, and because of Congress's continued deficit spending. Tim Burchett, I vote no on a $1 trillion CR that I wasn't even allowed to read. Yes, you must pass it before you can read it. Sound familiar, huh? Gee, I wonder where we heard that before. Representative Andrew Clyde, my constituents sent me to Congress to save our republic, not to worsen Washington's deficit spending problem and increase the debt ceiling by $4 trillion with zero reforms or spending cuts. I'm a hard no on the CR debt limit hike. Russ Fulcher, we do not have the money for endless government spending. The time to address the nation's fiscal crisis is now. Bob Good, the bad spending package got worse, and it now includes an excusable unlimited 2-year debt ceiling increase with no spending cuts. Not a 2-year freeze, a 2-year spending limit debt ceiling increase. Nancy Mace, it's not the number of pages that matter. It's what's in those pages. The CR had the same level of spending today as it did yesterday, but the debt ceiling was suspended, meaning that there was no limit on the debt ceiling. I don't trust Congress or the government to spend responsibly without any limits. I cannot in good conscience vote for the continued Joe Biden spending level months into Trump's presidency. If we did a very short CR that took us to January 20th, if we had a single subject votes and spending measures inside the bill, there likely would have been a lot more support. We are $36 trillion in debt. I said 40? Yeah, close enough. We have to get this right. It's now or never. There are more who disagreed, and of course they posted on X and other platforms, but you pretty much get the gist. When a 2-year window on unlimited debt ceiling, that's ridiculous. That's insane. Now, what's good about the bill is there was $100 billion for disaster relief, especially what happened in the East Coast regarding 2 hurricanes, that devastated states like North Carolina and Florida. So that was a good thing. Aid to farmers, great thing. But when you increase the debt by $4 billion, that would push it to $40 billion, before Trump even gets done his first year as reelect. Dude, you can't have that. So I totally understand why the 38 Republicans hated it. They didn't want to do it, but they didn't want to vote with the Dems. Now, of course, these 38 Republicans are being called rhinos right now, including Chip Roy, for, in my opinion, doing the right thing. So you got to find that happy medium. Where is the balance? When it comes to government spending, both parties are guilty. How much did the debt ceiling go up when Bush was in office, those 8 years? How much did the debt ceiling explode during Obama's reign for 8 years? It was $9.6 trillion when George W. Bush in his final year in office in December. By the time Obama got done with it, it hit $20 trillion before Trump even stepped 1 foot into the White House. Say what you want, both parties are guilty. But once again, oh no, the government's shutting down, vitals, Social Security, Medicare, welfare, all that's being affected, military. No. It'll just take longer for them to receive their checks or payments or what have you, but the government still moves on. The essentials will still be dealt out. They'll still be dealt with. So, again, here we are playing this old record over and over again, the broken record. But as usual, government gets in the way of doing what needs to be done. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this, please have a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.